Have you ever said something and immediately wished you could take it back? Words have power, not just in how others see us, but in how we see ourselves. Today, I'm sharing 12 words you should stop saying if you're over 70. Trust me, cutting these out can boost your confidence and change your outlook on life. And stick around. The last word is something you probably say every day without realizing its impact. Ready to reclaim your voice? Press 1 if you're excited to learn, or 0 if you're still curious. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more empowering tips. Let's start with one of the sneakiest words in our vocabulary: just. On the surface, it seems harmless, even polite, but in reality, it subtly diminishes the power of your words and, over time, your confidence. Think about how often you've said things like, "I just wanted to check in," or "I'm just saying," or "I'm just trying to help." That tiny word makes your statement sound hesitant, as if you're apologizing for having an opinion or taking up space. When you say, "I just think maybe you should," it feels like you're tiptoeing around your own wisdom, even when you have every right to speak with authority. But here's the truth. You've lived through decades of experiences, challenges, and triumphs. You've raised families, built careers, navigated personal struggles, and witnessed history in the making. Your voice matters, and there's no need to downplay it. So, how do you fix this? It's simple. Drop the word just. Instead of saying, "I just wanted to check in," say, "I wanted to check in." Notice how much stronger and clearer that sounds? Instead of, "I'm just saying," try, "This is what I believe." It might feel bold at first, but you'll be amazed at how empowering it becomes over time. Every time you remove "just" from your sentences, you reclaim a piece of your confidence. And guess what? People will start to listen more attentively when you speak with clarity and conviction. Try it. You deserve to be heard without hesitation. Let's talk about a word we hear and say all too often: old. While there's nothing wrong with acknowledging your age, constantly labeling yourself as old can subtly limit how you see yourself and how others perceive you. Think about it. How often have you said things like, "I'm too old to try that," or "I'm just an old woman, you know how it is"? These phrases might feel harmless, but they reinforce the idea that age defines your abilities and opportunities. But here's the truth. You are not defined by your age. You are a collection of experiences, stories, wisdom, and strength. Yes, your body may have changed, and your memory might have its quirks, but those years have gifted you with a depth of knowledge and resilience that younger generations can only dream of. Instead of calling yourself old, shift the narrative, replace it with words like wise, experienced, or seasoned. For example, instead of saying, "I'm too old to learn new things," say, "I've lived through enough to know the value of lifelong learning." Rather than, "I'm just an old woman," try, "I'm a woman with a lifetime of wisdom." Language shapes not only how others see us, but how we see ourselves. By changing how you talk about your age, you'll start to see the countless possibilities still ahead of you. You're not old. You're ageless, and every year you've lived has only added to your beauty, strength, and wisdom. So let's own our age without letting it define or limit us. Let's dive into a word many of us use far too often: sorry. Now don't get me wrong. Apologizing when you've made a mistake is a sign of strength and integrity. But when sorry creeps into our daily conversations unnecessarily, it starts to chip away at our confidence and authority. Think about how often you've said things like, "Sorry to bother you, but," or "I'm sorry, but can I say something?" or even, "Sorry, I don't know how to do that." When we apologize for things that don't require an apology, we're subtly sending the message that our presence, opinions, or needs are a burden. Over time, this habit makes us feel smaller and teaches others to undervalue our contributions. But here's the truth. You don't need to apologize for existing, for having an opinion, or for asking questions. So, how do we break the sorry habit? It's all about flipping the script. For example, if you're running late, instead of saying, "Sorry, I'm late," try, "Thank you for waiting." See how that shifts the focus from guilt to gratitude? Or instead of saying, "Sorry to interrupt," say, "Excuse me, I have something to add." This approach is respectful without undermining your voice. And when you don't know something, skip the apology. Instead of, "Sorry, I don't know," try, "That's interesting. I'd love to learn more." This frames your curiosity as a strength, not a weakness. Breaking the sorry habit isn't easy, but each time you catch yourself and reframe your words, you're building confidence. You're also setting an example for others, showing them the power of speaking unapologetically. So start today. Own your words, your space, and your voice. You have nothing to be sorry for. Let's talk about a word that sneaks into our vocabulary and quietly limits us. Can't. How many times have you caught yourself saying things like, I can't learn new technology, I can't travel like I used to, or I can't start something new at my age? It's a small word, but it carries a lot of weight, closing doors before we've even tried to open them. The truth is, can't often isn't about physical limitations, it's about mindset. Sure, our bodies change as we age, and some things might take more effort, but can't implies finality, as if trying isn't even worth it, and that's simply not true. Every skill you have today was once something you couldn't do. You've spent a lifetime overcoming challenges, learning, adapting, and thriving. Why stop now? Instead of saying, I can't, try shifting your language to open up possibilities. Say, I haven't learned that yet, but I'm willing to try. Or, this is new to me, but I'm curious to see how it goes. These small changes create a mindset of growth and opportunity. For example, if you've ever said, I can't figure out technology, imagine the joy of video chatting with your grandchildren, streaming your favorite shows, or discovering online communities. By replacing can't with I'll give it a shot, you invite new experiences into your life. Remember, the only true limitations are the ones we place on ourselves. You're capable of far more than you think. Believe in yourself, embrace challenges, and you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. You can do it. Sometimes all it takes is changing the words you use. Let's shine a light on a word that quietly adds pressure and guilt to our lives. Should. It's one of those words that slips into our thoughts and conversations without us even noticing. I should exercise more. I should visit my family more often. Or, I should have saved more money when I was younger. On the surface, it seems like harmless self-motivation, but in reality, should often carries an undercurrent of regret, obligation, and self-criticism. When we say should, we're often setting unrealistic expectations for ourselves, or holding on to outdated beliefs about what we ought to be doing. It creates a sense of constantly falling short, as if no matter what we achieve, it's never quite enough. But here's the truth. Life isn't about ticking off a list of obligations. It's about making choices that bring you joy and fulfillment. So, how do we escape the should trap? It's simple. Replace should with empowering alternatives like I choose to or I want to. For example, instead of saying I should exercise more, try I choose to move my body because it feels good. Instead of I should visit my family, say I want to spend time with my family because it brings me joy. Notice how these shifts make your actions feel like positive, intentional choices rather than burdens. And let's not forget about those should-haves from the past. I should have started saving earlier, or I should have pursued a different career. These thoughts don't serve you now. The past is behind you, but your future is still wide open. By eliminating should from your vocabulary, you lift a weight off your shoulders. You begin to see your life through the lens of possibility and empowerment, making choices based on what you value, not what you think is expected of you. And that's the freedom you deserve. Let's talk about one of the harshest words we can use, ugly. It's a word that carries heavy emotional weight, and sadly, many of us use it to describe ourselves more often than we realize. Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, my hair looks so ugly today? Or, these wrinkles make me look ugly? Or even, I hate how my body looks, it's just ugly. These passing comments might seem small, but over time, they chip away at our self-esteem and reinforce the damaging belief that our worth is tied to our appearance. But here's the truth. Aging is not ugly, it's beautiful. Every wrinkle is a testament to years of laughter, love, and resilience. Every gray hair reflects wisdom earned through life's experiences. Those laugh lines, stretch marks, and scars, they're not flaws, they're badges of honor, proof that you've lived a rich, full life. It's time to shift the narrative. Instead of focusing on what you perceive as imperfections, start celebrating what makes you unique and authentic. Replace the word ugly with words like natural, genuine, or beautiful in its own way. Look in the mirror and find one thing to compliment about yourself every day. Maybe it's the twinkle in your eyes, the strength of your hands, or the warmth in your smile. And it's not just about how you talk to yourself. Pay attention to how you speak about others. When we challenge ourselves to replace negative language with kindness, we not only uplift ourselves, but also create a more positive, supportive environment for everyone around us. Remember, true beauty isn't skin deep. It radiates from confidence, compassion, and the love you show to yourself and the world. You are not ugly. You are a masterpiece shaped by life's journey. Let's talk about a word that holds more power over us than we might realize. Lonely. It's a word that doesn't just describe a feeling. It can become a label we give ourselves. Saying "I feel so lonely" might seem like a simple statement, but over time, it can shape how we view our place in the world. It reinforces the idea that we're isolated or disconnected, even when that's not entirely true. Here's the truth. Feeling lonely doesn't mean you're alone. It often comes from a sense of disconnection or the belief that no one understands or values you. The danger of using the word lonely is that it can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more we say it, the more we believe it, and the more we pull away from the very connections that can ease that feeling. But you're not powerless against loneliness. One simple way to shift your mindset is by changing how you talk about it. Instead of saying, "I'm lonely," try saying, "I'm seeking connection," or "I'm open to new experiences." These small changes in language open your mind to possibilities rather than closing it off. Take action to nurture connection. Join a local club, sign up for a class, or volunteer for a cause you care about. Reach out to old friends or even younger generations. You might be surprised at how eager people are to connect and learn from your wisdom. Remember, loneliness is a feeling, not a permanent state. By reframing your words and taking small steps toward connection, you can transform loneliness into opportunities for growth, joy, and meaningful relationships. You are valued, and your presence matters. Let's talk about a small word with a big impact. Too. It might seem harmless, but when used in phrases like too old, too tired, or too late, it quietly creates barriers that limit what we believe we can do. How often have you said, "I'm too old to try that," "I'm too tired to start something new," or "It's too late for me to learn"? These words don't just describe how we feel, they shape our mindset, making us believe we've passed the point of growth or new experiences. But here's the truth. As long as you're breathing, it's never too late. You're never too old, and you're stronger than feeling too tired to try. Life doesn't come with expiration dates for learning, exploring, or reinventing yourself. The idea that certain doors are permanently closed because of age or timing is a myth. Instead of using "too" as a limit, reframe your language to open up possibilities. For example, instead of saying "I'm too old to exercise," say "My body is changing, so I'll find exercises that suit me now." Instead of "It's too late to make new friends," try "I'm excited to meet new people who share my interests." By shifting your words, you shift your mindset, and that opens the door to new opportunities. Remember, age isn't a barrier, it's a badge of experience. Feeling tired doesn't mean you've lost your spark, and it's never too late to pursue something that excites you. When you remove "too" from your vocabulary, you give yourself permission to live fully, embrace challenges, and discover just how much you're still capable of achieving. Let's explore a phrase many of us use without thinking. Can't complain. On the surface, it sounds polite and easygoing, as if we're showing gratitude or avoiding negativity. But when you dig a little deeper, this simple phrase can actually create distance between you and the people around you. How many times have you said, "I can't complain," even when you were struggling or had something on your mind? Here's the truth. Saying "can't complain" can shut down meaningful conversations and prevent real connection. It might seem like you're being humble, but it also hides your true feelings and keeps others from understanding what you're really going through. Maybe you didn't want to burden someone, or you felt like your struggles weren't big enough to mention. But by brushing off your feelings, you deny yourself the support and connection that could help you feel seen and heard. Instead of defaulting to "can't complain," try being a little more open and honest. You don't have to overshare, but small changes can make a big difference. If someone asks how you're doing, say, I'm doing okay, but it's been a tough week, or I'm managing, but I've had a lot on my mind lately. These honest responses invite understanding and give people the chance to connect with you on a deeper level. And don't forget to express joy too. Instead of hiding happiness behind can't complain, celebrate the good moments. Say, I'm feeling really grateful today. Or, things are going well and I'm enjoying every bit of it. Remember, you deserve to be heard, whether you're facing challenges or celebrating joys. By speaking honestly and openly, you create space for deeper, more authentic connections in your life. Let's dive into a phrase that often sneaks into our conversations without us realizing its impact. I used to be. It might sound like a harmless way to reflect on the past, but when we overuse it, we unintentionally anchor ourselves to a version of life that's already behind us. How many times have you said, I used to be so fit, I used to be the life of the party, or I used to have so much energy for this? While it's natural to reminisce, constantly focusing on who you used to be can create a sense of loss and dissatisfaction with where you are now. Here's the truth. Life isn't about staying the same. It's about evolving. Who you are today is a beautiful combination of all your experiences, lessons, and growth. Yes, you may not have the same physical stamina or energy as you did years ago, but you've gained wisdom, resilience, and a deeper understanding of what truly matters in life. Instead of dwelling on I used to be, shift your focus to what you're embracing now. For example, replace I used to be fit with I'm staying active in ways that feel good for me today. Instead of I used to have energy for everything, try I'm choosing to invest my energy where it matters most. This simple change reframes your perspective from what's lost to what's still possible. Every phase of life brings new opportunities and joys. When you let go of comparisons to the past, you create space to appreciate who you are in this very moment. A person rich in experiences, capable of growth, and full of potential. Your story isn't over, and the best chapters might still be ahead. Let's talk about a phrase that can quietly hold us back. It's always been this way. At first glance, it sounds harmless, maybe even comforting. After all, routines and familiar habits give us a sense of stability. But when we rely on this phrase too often, it becomes an invisible barrier to growth and new experiences. How many times have you thought, I've always done it this way, or that's just how things have always been in our family? While tradition and familiarity have their place, clinging to the past can prevent us from embracing fresh opportunities that could enrich our lives. Here's the truth. Just because something has always been a certain way doesn't mean it has to stay that way. Life is full of chances to try new things, meet new people, and step out of your comfort zone, even after 70. Sticking to the same patterns might feel safe, but it can also keep you from discovering new passions or building deeper connections. Instead of saying, it's always been this way, try asking yourself, what new experience could this bring? For example, if you've always handled challenges alone, consider letting others in to help. You might be surprised at how meaningful those connections can be. If your approach to health has always been reactive, shift to a proactive mindset. Try a new fitness class, explore different foods, or seek out new medical advice. By letting go of it's always been this way, you open the door to growth and transformation. Imagine the possibilities when you move from a mindset of routine to one of curiosity and exploration. Your greatest adventures may still be waiting. You just have to be willing to break free from the familiar and embrace what's next. Let's explore one of the most common phrases we use without even thinking. I'm fine. It's the automatic response when someone asks how we're doing, a quick way to move past the question without revealing too much. But here's the thing. While I'm fine might seem polite or easy, it can actually act as a barrier, preventing genuine connection and hiding how we truly feel. How many times have you said, I'm fine, even when you are stressed, lonely, or overwhelmed? The truth is, saying I'm fine can isolate us from the very support and understanding we need. It creates a wall between us and those who care, making it harder for others to offer help or even celebrate our successes with us. Sometimes we use I'm fine because we don't want to burden others or we feel our feelings aren't important enough to share. But opening up even just a little invites connection and reminds us that we're not alone. Instead of defaulting to I'm fine, try being more honest with your feelings. You don't have to dive into deep emotions if you're not ready, but simple changes can create meaningful conversations. Say, I'm doing okay, but it's been a tough week. Or, I've had better days, but I'm getting through it. On the flip side, when things are going well, don't downplay your happiness. Instead of saying, I'm fine, say, I'm feeling great today, or I'm really grateful for how things are going. Remember, authenticity builds connection. When you let people in, whether you're struggling or thriving, you give them the chance to truly know and support you. Life is richer when we share it honestly, so next time someone asks how you're doing, skip, I'm fine, and let them see the real you. Words have incredible power. They shape how we see ourselves and how the world sees us. By letting go of limiting phrases like just, too old, or I'm fine, you're not just changing your language, you're reclaiming your confidence, your voice, and your potential. Every word you choose can either open doors or close them. So what words will you let go of today to embrace the life you truly deserve? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Press 1 if this resonated with you, or 0 if you're still reflecting. Share in the comments which phrase you're ready to stop using. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more empowering conversations. Let's continue this journey together, one word at a time.